Come on. It's a family affair. Come on, come on. It's a family affair. I need Kimmy and Maurice to really work out. Like, I just really need y'all to work this out. Seriously. Work this out. Hey y'all, it's me, your girl Nene. I'm back at it once again, doing my review on Love and Marriage Huntsville on OWN. I'm just gonna be honest. That little girl, the woman, Tiffany, I ain't gonna like her. I'm not gonna like her. I don't believe she was in this episode, but even the first episode she was in, I'm not gonna like her because Tisha already irked my nerve. So I don't think I'm gonna like Tiffany. But back to this episode. So majority of this episode, or not even majority, majority of this episode was about the Scotts. It wasn't about the Holtz, which was fine. I needed a break from the Holtz. But if I had to hear about chocolate in a bottle, chocolate in a bottle, chocolate in a bottle, Marcel, we're gonna go get this chocolate in a bottle. First of all, I don't want chocolate in no bottle. I don't understand who wants chocolate in some champagne. I don't. To me, and the way my stomach is set up, the minute I sip that, I'm on the toilet. It's going to be chocolate in my toilet, chocolate in my toilet, chocolate in my toilet. That's what's going to happen if I drink that chocolate in the bottle, chocolate in the toilet. Let me tell you about Carlos King, okay? His editing team is fantastic because they kept playing on them going to Houston and spending time and seeing family, and that the Ready to Love show, which I freaking love, what Cass is going to be there, and Kyra was going to be walking up to Marsau, and Tisha was going to have it in for him. When I tell you that was all the 2 seconds, I don't know where interaction happened. But when I tell you, she was like, hey, he was like, hey, and then Tisha was like, what's going on? I mean, they're editing. Because y'all got people watching this for that, and it was nothing to it at all. He was hugging up on more women than anything else because he was being a great host, and he wants them to get this chocolate in a bottle. Okay? This is what you sell. You trying to be a good salesman. Okay? He spent more time talking to other people than he did with Kyra. So I don't understand what was the big deal about that. Y'all try. Ooh, y'all be getting on my nerves with that. Anywho, so we had to hear about that. Tisha and Maurice, no, not Maurice, Marsau saw his uncle and his aunt talked about Scott's Manor. She had to bring up again how Kimmy don't want to live on Scott's Manor. She don't want to live there because she don't want to live next to you because you aggravate the piss out of me. So I know you aggravate the piss out of her. Don't nobody feel like your grouchy attitude and you coming over there and then your feelings about nonsense. And I don't understand what happened because Tisha was one of my favorite ones. I like Tisha. I liked all of them, but I don't know what it is lately. I don't know if it's the editing, because I liked Tisha when she was coming out of, I don't even want to say her shell. She was coming out of like I want to sing her praises, because to come from being a college educated woman and taking a back seat and being that support system for your husband and being that support system for your children. Like, people don't understand that takes a lot of work. That takes that is hourless, okay? That's limitless time that she's using, okay? She's always on. Okay, there is no set time. There is no set 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or 8 hours or anything. She's a wife 24 hours. She's a mom 24 hours. So I was sitting there singing her praises because I'm like, wow, for you to go and be in that supportive backbone for your husband, which takes a lot. And then to be a mom, which takes hell of a lot. And then you saying, not only do I want to do that, I want to put the entrepreneur hat on in regards to not just being an entrepreneur partner with my husband, but I want to do my own venture. I want to do my own podcast. Like I was sitting there like, yes, honey, be all the things. Be all the things. But I didn't know while you were being all the things, you would be aggravating the piss out of people. Made my nerves bad. Just that's one of those people that you love from a distance. And that's what Kimmy wants to do. She wants to love you hard from a distance. Okay? Anywho, another person that's starting that's finna aggravate piss out of me again is Maurice. Because I don't understand what's going on. Okay? The show opened up to the fact that Kimmy was talking to Maurice and saying that she didn't know Monster was vaping or got caught vaping. And Maurice, I understand, got upset because the woman, Tiffany, that he don't even know like that, is talking about his son in a negative way, which again, I don't like that chick, Tiffany. I would have snatched her ball. I would have snatched all her edges. What you're not going to do is talk about my bonus child in these streets about what he did, okay? That's what you're not going to do. I would have shut you down. Shut you down. I would have shut you down like the government shut down funding during the pandemic. I would have shut you down. I would have slammed you like The Rock did when he was a wrestler. Just, I can't with her. Somebody get her. But he irked my nerves when he was sitting there saying all of that. He was getting upset and he was getting mad, and he rightfully so. But again, why you ain't tell your wife? Of course you're going to tell Kiowa. That's his mom. That's a given. That's an automatic given. But why is your wife walking around these streets blinded? So somebody can just bum rush her with some information. And you know Huntsville ain't but so big. And you know she doing a show. You really think they wasn't going to tell her? So understand, Monster didn't want anybody to know. But the 4 adults in his life should know. Because I can guarantee it. Kyra told her husband. I can tell you, pillow talk, baby. She laid there and she told her husband what was going on with Monster. She was like, he down there. And you know, Maurice thinking he was gonna do so much of a better job, him and Kimmy, and got my son out there vaping. Ain't no better. She sure enough told her husband, but you mean to tell me you couldn't tell Kimmy at all? I had to give the praises to Kimmy because after seeing her conversation and their conflict as far as how she argues, I want to argue like her. I want to have a disagreement where I stay calm and cool and collected and express myself in an even till. I want to be able to tilt my head a little bit and gather you together in my professional administrative voice. That ain't my ministry. My ministry is snatching hopes and dreams. Snatching hopes and dreams and thoughts. I'm snatching. I want to be able to do that. So basically, they had their breakdown as far as what's not working in their marriage. Of course, Maurice is still not seeing this, and this is what Kimmy said in the previous season when they was at the cabin, that you don't tell me anything, and you add me in at the last minute like I'm supposed to know everything, but you don't tell me nothing. So they had that moment. Then they had the moment when they were supposed to meet up with Kiowa and her husband. Now, Maurice, you know you had a meeting. And you know that they were coming from the airport. And you know chances are that they could be late. Flights get delayed. Getting baggage can be time consuming. Getting depending on where the airport is and them going and checking into the hotel could be time consuming. If they didn't do the hotel, if they came flying in and came straight to the restaurant, getting an Uber, any of that was going to be time consuming. So why did you pick that day to have the meeting, knowing you had a business meeting you had to go to? Why don't you pick a different day? Why don't you, if you had to pick that same day, but after your business meeting? You're going to sit there and then not tell Kimmy anything and then tell her you value her opinion. Don't use any of her advice, but then you want her to be your mouthpiece. Where they do that at? I'm not finna be your mouthpiece. I'm not finna be your mouthpiece. If I'm in a relationship, no, not a relationship. If I'm in a marriage and the person that I'm married to has other children, I will give my advice. If you use it, that's fine. If you don't, you don't. However, I'm not going to be your mouthpiece. I will be another adult to supervise this child and make sure that the child does what the mom and the dad has instilled and has, I guess you could say, a referee to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like right now, have a bonus son. If he does anything, it's not my place to tell him what he can and cannot do. That's his mom and his dad. What is my place, or what it is that I will do and have done, is bend that listening ear, talk to him on another mom kind of mode and said, hey, you should look at things this way. And mom and dad is just saying this, blah, 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 blah. That's what you do. But you got to know what's going on. You don't know what's going on, what's happening, what's popping off, and then you want me to be your mouthpiece? We're not going to do that. Because he had to go to the meeting, and Kai was running late. They just flying in from Detroit. About to aggravate the hot piss out of me with that. Then was another scene that I love. Kimmy and her son. He finally bought a property. He's going to rehab it. I was a little confused if he's going to live there or if this is property he's about to flip. And if it's his condo that he closed on and they're going to do reno together and flip. Like, I would love to flip houses. Like, that is my ultimate goal. I would love to flip houses. Like designing and all of that, for some reason, is enjoyment to me. Like, there's some people who smoke crack for fun. I like to shellac. I know that don't make no sense, but I'm just saying. I just love it. I just love to design. I love seeing stuff, seeing like fixer-uppers and tearing it down and open up concepts and put in new cabinetry and like all of this stuff I love. Like, it give me goosebumps and chills looking at tapestry. Like that moves me. That gets me hot and bothered just looking at freaking demo. Okay? That sounds a little weird. Okay. I understand. I digress. But this episode, they just aggravated the hot piss out of me. I want to slap fire. Jalen was just, I think his name is Jaden or Jalen. I think it's Jalen. Was just saying again how he doesn't have any help, and he goes to Tisha and Marsol, and they're not really helping, and they're doing it backwards. Okay, again, I think I said this before. With him not being in the restaurant industry ever before in his life. They should have hired him as an assistant manager and had a person who has been in the restaurant industry for at least 5 to 10 years. I want to say 10 years. Okay, who's been in the restaurant lounge industry for 10 years, and he could have been under their tutelage, whether it was a man or a woman, under their tutelage, and learned how to run it, and should have had that general manager, okay, running and saying, hey, when we open up another one in Houston, just get ready, because we're going to want to move you to Houston, and Jalen would take over this one. That would have made more sense. How you gonna hire an assistant manager who got more experience than the general manager? Tisha said that Jalen should be the general manager and that they should have someone who had more experience. She did say that. She did give that advice. But of course, Marsal didn't listen to her at all, because why? Tisha's a woman. He's never going to listen to a woman. He's a male chauvinist. He's never going to listen to a woman, which I don't understand how he's a male chauvinist when he was raised in a single family household, I believe, and his mother worked several jobs. So I don't understand, but I digress. But how you going to have the manager answering to a manager who don't know as much as the assistant manager? Like, that make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's like getting advice from someone who, you got 5 kids, they got none, but they want to give you parental advice. That's like someone, which has happened, trying to give me advice as being a black woman and they a white woman on how I should feel in a racial situation. It don't make sense. It's not meshing well. Like, make it make sense. Like, they make this eye right here, this little nerve in this eye, and when that show come on, I just be like this, because they're not making sense. They're not making it make sense at all. But that was it. I could look at my notes. I don't think I missed anything of importance. It was just mostly about the Scots and that daggone chocolate. If I have to hear that word one more time, chocolate in a bottle, and we want to do chocolate in a bottle, and we wanted to. Oh, and they was meeting up with some more business investors to open up their cigar lounge in Houston, which is great, which is wonderful. However, get the first black working. Get the first black working. Anything else happened? I mean, the rest of Destiny's birthday brunch, which again, I don't like the girl Tiffany. How you gonna sit there and say, I said what I said and I'll allow you to cry on my birthday? Child, please, somebody have all the dirt on her. Please bring up all the dirt from the ground up, from the roots, everything. I mean, and let it out and see how she feel when somebody air out her dirty laundry. Because, baby, I know it's funky. I know it's funky. You and your Les Brown looking husband. Like, something about to come out about y'all. But that's all I have for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Next week is going to be a doozy. We're going to see Tiffany again coming out the side of her mouth. And I hope Destiny is gathering her. And I truly hope that Destiny does not allow Tiffany to ruin her friendship with Mel. But Mel, I need you to have told Tiffany to shut her face, or I don't think Mel should have said, well, is he known to be a cheater? That's not the time or the place to ask that question. My thing would have been, as a friend, baby, as a friend, I would have said to Tiffany, well, I'm trying to understand what they got to do with why you met her. I'm trying to find out the correlation. Why did you feel the need to say that, because that's messy. You're being real messy. You could have just said, we met at Mel's house. That's it. You ain't have to go on all of that. And then in that confession, baby, I can't wait for the reunion. Because during that confession, you're going to sit there and say, oh, I let you cry. Well, since you in the giving spirit of letting me cry, let me help you cry without bust you upside your head. Can't but her. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have for Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Please, if you like this, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit subscribe, share, tell your friends about me. Tell your pastor. Tell your aunties, uncle, your baby daddies. Tell your friends, your frenemies, your enemies, your neighbors, anybody. Tell anybody. Tell everybody. Tell your veterinarian, tell your doctor, tell everybody. I just need any and everybody hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit it so you can enjoy yourself in this good content I'm giving you. I see you later.